All right, so I broke the Digimon out of the plastic 3D printer. I applied my plastic putty and then did the filing. There's still going to be a few rough spots, but those I could address once I get it glued together. So the plan is to put on the legs and the arms and the tail, leave the head separate. The reason I'm leaving the head separate is because it's a whole different color than the rest of the Digimon. So I'm going to paint that separate and then glue it on last. So like I said, I put all the plastic putty on all the rough spots, sanded it down, so it should be in pretty good shape. So now the next step is to start gluing it together. So I've kind of test fitted it together, and it looks like it's gonna do pretty good. I got a fresh tube of super glue, Gorilla Glue is what I'm using here. So I'll apply it on the little stud that they give me. And then put the lid back on so there aren't any problems. And then just press it together as hard as I can. Now it doesn't fit together perfectly. You can see a pretty good gap there. So that'll all be filled in with plastic putty right along there. I like using this Gorilla Glue because it dries or adheres pretty quickly. I've used other plastic glues and I had to hold them for a long time. So the next step, I think I'm going to put on the legs, or do I want to put on the arms? I think we'll put on the arms next. Close it back up, and of course I put the glue on the wrong side, so let's take care of that one right away. Obviously I don't know my right hand from my left hand. That one on, do the other side. Now I didn't dry fit the legs on, and I think I'm going to have a problem. I'm going to probably have to do some more sanding, it looks like. So far that's what it looks like. All right, so let's see how the legs dry fit in there. There seems to be some pretty good size gaps, and I'm wondering if that is from feel around and so what I've been using is I have these sanding blocks, and I've just been sanding down the post that goes in just to smooth it out some. Let's see if that helped any. Yeah, that helped quite a bit. Okay. Super glue. My experience has been when I've printed off multiple pieces on my 3D printer that the fit together is not all that great. I feel I need to use quite a bit of plastic putty to make the seam be inconspicuous or not be very obvious. Push it together as hard as I can. Wait a bit. So the next step I'm going to do after I get it glued together is I'm going to start working on putting the plastic putty in the piece joints. So I'll be putting it around here and around the leg. You can see that there's a pretty good gap here. There we go. And stuff, so I'll fill that in, fill in the back as good as I can. And so I'll put it in, let it dry, sand, put it in, let it dry, sand. Probably do that a couple, 3 times. And then I will primer it. And then I will start going through and fixing more of the defects. So you usually have to do 3 or 4 of the same steps. So plastic putty, sand, look for the next area of concern. Plastic putty, sand, look for the next area of concern and stuff. That's pretty much how I've been doing it. And it works out pretty well. Like I said, this piece is going to be made for a friend. He requested it. He likes, I don't know, you call it monster, dragon, Godzilla type figures. It's quite the Godzilla universe collection of pop culture. So it's pretty cool. I've seen his collection and it's really neat looking. He knows all the different foes and stuff for Godzilla. Now my cat over there, she's looking bored. Should we see? Make Greymon's head stare at her. So that's what it's going to look like. So, like I said, the next step is going to be filling in the gaps around each of the individual pieces, and then sanding and filling and sanding, and then I'll primer it, and again go through that same process and see how it turns out. So we're going to let it dry for a while and then to the next step. Like and subscribe and keep track of the Greyman assembly. I think you're going to like the idea I have for the diorama base and stuff. So my cat thinks she's so sneaky. Look at her. So thank you, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.